Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here to discuss Liverpool Football Club, the biggest club in England. And the biggest club in England deserves the best Liverpool representative by far. Absolutely love this guy. Absolutely love working with this guy. The man, the myth, the legend. Infamously went viral for, I'm being serious. Way better than Matt, just so we can establish this. Way better than Matt, who actually sounds like a Russian when he does a Scouse accent. I don't get why they all sound just Russian. Like Callum does an Arab accent and he sounds like Makarov from Call of Duty. I'm going to shoot everyone. Like that's what he sounds like. He just can't. Sadio Mane. See, we could do it. Even I'm an Arab, I could do it better than he can. He's supposed to be English from the same country. It's crazy. Anyway, actually, it's not the same country. Shout out the Liverpool country. Mamad Sacco. Big up. Anyway, Redmondinho. How doing, mate?
Oh, what an intro. What an intro. Absolutely superb. I never get better intros than on this channel. Honest to God.
Coppers don't give you the respect like this. Never.
Do you know what, mate? I agree. Like, they give me respect, but that level, that's gold standards. That's premium standards. Do you know what I mean? You can't get better than that. And I have been on Coppers quite a handful of times. It's all right, but it's the same thing, innit? And I'm not trying to disrespect me boys, but they list the topics, they have to be organised. Will Isak join Liverpool? Will Steve Parry?
Hey, wait. You do Callum.
Guehi?
You impersonate Callum starting a stream. There you go. Go ahead.
Right. Will Isak join Liverpool? Will Mark Guehi become a Liverpool player? Is the curse still standing? Today on the show, we've got James Redmond, we've got Husam, we've got everyone else. That is the way they do it. And it's no different. It's no different.
Every time, eh?
Yeah, every single time. Respect the boys, subscribe to the boys, because once the show starts, it's great, but the intro's underwhelming at times. You've got to say it. You've got to say it. You're going to now tell them on a stream. You're now going to tell them on the stream, I've absolutely slaughtered them. I've abused them. And then you're going to gaslight it. And now they're not going to invite me on the show no more. Thank you, Husam.
Of course they have to invite you on the show. Of course. Why
do you know what, though, Husam? If they were ever to do that, I'd expect you to join me. Because how long did they take to give you just a microsecond in their intro?
Oh, you don't even know, bro. This is let me tell you how fraudulent Callum is, right? I've said the story before, but I don't know if you've heard it. Bro, me and Tom and Callum used to do streams on this channel, us three. Every time I click end stream, StreamYard, click end stream, immediately Callum's first statement is, I've got to get you boys on Coppish. One day, me and Tom both, when he made the statement for like the 15th time in a row, me and Tom both just flipped at him. Just flipped at him like, bro, you keep telling us this every day. Like, every time you're here, like, oh, I've got to get you on Coppish. But like, we're here. And then you want to know what he did? He pulled up his schedule and he gave us a date for a month and a half later. Imagine.
That is nuts.
Imagine. You want to know who changed that? The shooter, the gunman, Drifty. He came in. He's like, guys, Friday, every 1:30. I'm like, okay, let's go. Easy. See? Set up, show, everything, streams. Let's go.
So you're saying like he done a Michael Edwards thing, like just had to accelerate the process ever so slightly? Like he just
Drifty didn't just accelerate the process. Drifty took over the negotiation. Callum gave me a date a month and a half in advance.
No, that is not
a month and a half in advance.
I'm not gonna lie to you, lads. I wouldn't be taking that. And you give them valuable content as well. Do you know what I mean? So no, I'm not gonna lie, mate. We might need to form like a tag team against Coppish.
We
might need to put them in the place. And unfortunately to Tom, now we've got the boy back, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, Tom, but the title stands true. Sorry, the thumbnail stands true. By the way, that thumbnail, mate, oh my God. Chat, if you've never seen the bratty side of Husam, wait until you need to send him a picture for the thumbnail. He's asking for a in-current date for his YouTube thumbnail, right? So I send him one. Oh, you've got headphones on, right? So he's not happy because I've got headphones on the intro. On this photo. Anyway, proceeds to say, send me another one, send me something. James Redmond's a big deal. I send him An absolute amazing shot. Liverpool kit on. We're talking about no background, easy for the PGF thing to come out. You know, it was simple, right? Oh my God, the quality is absolutely bum. You fraud. You look perfectly fine. Perfectly fine,
brother.
perfectly
It's
fine.
such
And do you
bad
know them
quality.
filters? No, wait. Do you know them filters that are used on these that make me look feminine, right? Don't get me wrong, it's a sound thumbnail. But why are my eyelashes standing out? Why does it look like I've got makeup on? You do this on every thumbnail and have done for years.
You keep saying I do this on every thumbnail. Vel does my thumbnail.
You
No, Vel does the thumbnail.
You're the John
Okay,
W. Henry you're the John W. Henry when Michael Edwards is
sent
going
me
over
this
to
one,
the
right?
US. We
This
need
was the
to
one
accelerate. And then, chat. Oh, this is the best bit. Oh my God. You haven't seen the best part. I sent him one in the stadium. Right? Perfect quality. So we've got the quality, we've got the location, we've got a beautiful smile showing the pearly whites. And what does Husam go and decide to do, chat? I bet you'll never guess it. He goes with the first bloody photo, doesn't he? He chooses the first bloody photo. He puts that as the thumbnail, and he makes me spend 10 minutes of my precious hours, 10 minutes of my precious minutes, in this case, going around finding photos. I haven't done YouTube in a year. Do you know what I mean, bro?
You want to know what Vel sent me? This is what Vel sent me. Bottom one looks like he's 65.
That is nuts. No, but I remember the old one. I do. I remember the old thumbnail, and I had to complain about that because you added 10 years onto me for some reason.
Oh, no, but you keep saying I did. I didn't do shit. It's Vel.
You say the yes and the no's. Do you know when transfers wasn't happening at Liverpool? That's why we all went to FSG, because they're the ones who say the yes and the no's to certain things. So if we miss out on Bellingham, they're the one who say the yes and the no's to an alternative coming in, right? You're the one who said the yes and the no's. I'm calling you out for it. Anyway, I'm not here to beef you. I'm here to have a great show. Yeah. What are we talking about? Where do we start?
Why would Tom be on?
By the way.
You have the original Scouse King, James Redmond. You'll bring Tom on.
Well, absolutely fine. We are facilitated well enough in this stream. Big up to Tom Little. But hang on a minute. How many hours a week does Tom Little get? Why can't James Redmond get an hour? You know?
Yeah, why can't James Redmond get an hour?
Tom
why
Little
would I bring Tom with James? That's like having a garage with a Ferrari in it and then bringing a tractor. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and I've had great historical moments with Tom. We always reference the Endo stream, one of the greatest stream of all times. If you've seen it once. You'll never see it again, unfortunately. Unlucky. It was an absolute all-timer. But even Tom Little, I love Tom Little. We've said it ourselves, Husam. Anything with Tom Little in it is better. But he's just on my screen all the time. It's like, okay, I get it. I get the fact you absolutely despise Trent. I get it. You know? I get the fact that you like, Amorim. I get the fact that he's your first choice. I get the fact that you glaze Amorim for a living.
Can I ask you something genuinely? Does any true Scouser
Tom, that was a joke. I'm messing. Subscribe to Tom. Sorry, Husam, go.
Does any genuine Scouser support the English national team? Be honest.
Any genuine Scouser support the English national team?
Like real Scousers.
Me personally, I couldn't really care about the England national team. And I do think it's more than justified to not support them. But I just think everyone has different mindsets, and there is still a portion of Scousers who do support it. And I wouldn't want to call them wrong for that, because it doesn't mean that they support the sort of anti-establishment approach that has been given to the city of Liverpool. It's just, because one thing as well, like prior to everything with Thatcher and things like that, Liverpool was a very patriotic city, so like, again, I don't want to speak about my elders in a way like they're absolutely thick as pig shit. They're not, they come from...
About riding another man's neck and singing England songs. Have you ever seen that?
No, I understand. Again,
have you ever seen that?
Once upon a time, I think, have I ever sung the England national anthem?
No, have you ever seen the clip of Tom doing that?
Oh, is he singing the English national anthem, that one? That's not the national anthem, though.
I know, but it's not the national anthem. But it's
yeah.
That's why the diss track dropped.
I don't think it's that bad, though. I think if you support them, you support them. But I don't care. And if anyone gets angry at me not caring for supporting my country, well, like if I was, this is the way I'll put it to you, Husam. If I was a player Liverpool player at Wembley, am I singing that national anthem? No. I'm not bothered. But if you do, kudos.
Have you ever seen the Tom diss track?
I've seen the Tom diss track.
Says.
I've seen the Tom diss track. I've seen all. Oh, I've seen it all, mate. I've seen the GTA lists, which like are my favourites. I've seen the diss track. I've seen the receipts. I've seen the lot, mate. I've seen the lot. So I'm not gonna.
Let's go. Let's go. Speaking of seeing the lot, Liverpool Football Club. Big up to the Scouts truck, who says big up to Dom. Hashtag we want more James. Hit the likes, people. Big up to you, the Scouts truck. I appreciate you. I make sure you guys are liking it and subscribing.
Scouts track. And I appreciate you as well. And bro, I've been here. You know, I've been doing shows. Husam, I don't know you been seeing me, but I've been here.
He has been touring. He has been touring.
I've been doing the thing, yeah. You don't play with me over here, you know. You don't play with the king. You don't listen. I can go away for a year. I'll come back, and everyone will be like, "Oh my goodness, it's great to have your presence." You know, I will always be top number one, right? Oh wait, there. Sorry, I can't do Conor McGregor accents because your favorite fight is Khabib, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't have to say nothing. He beat him in the ring.
He did beat him in the ring. No, he is better than Conor, even legacy wise. It's not close.
James, stay on YouTube, you lizard.
You're a lizard. You're a lizard, lad. Little Paddy the Baddy reference there, George, yeah? Hey, calling me a lizard. I'm no lizard, me, lad. I just chill for a year.
Big up, George. Big up. Listen, big up, George. Big up to the Scouts track. Big up to all of you guys locked in. I always like when me and James get here, like it's different level conversations. We can just, by the way, I promise you right now, me and James could just sit here for the next hour and chat shit. I promise you, without even mentioning.
And so, chat, you've got to half keep us in check because we will go on tangents.
We can 100% go on the crazy tangents.
And I know that you're here for the football topic. So, Husam, I think for viewers,
yes, the football topic, my brother.
Let's go.
So, Isak, since when we last spoke, it was almost like a guarantee and a certainty almost that Isak's going to be a Liverpool player.
Yeah.
Incoming Isak Instagram story, Newcastle statement.
It was a soap opera.
Tell me, what do you think?
It was a soap opera. So I'll tell you my settings. I was in work. So I do, I'm a support worker. So I do 2 on. So 2 shifts on and then 4 days off. So I was in work. It was during the night, obviously. So we were starting to get settled for bed. Next thing you know, I look at my phone and I see the Isak statement. It's now released. And Husam, oh my goodness, I was buzzing. I was so happy. Because I'm like, we've heard it from the horse's mouth. You know, all this nonsense about how it's the agent driving it. And it's, you know, it's all this. Oh, Isak didn't actually want this. He's being bullied into this nonsense. This was something that the player heavily agreed with. He saw the vision of Liverpool Football Club. He knew it was an opportunity. He knew that there was a chance that it could happen this summer. He's wanting to take that opportunity. And the statement itself, oh my goodness, mate, it was like reading Shakespeare. Every word. I hung onto every last word. And when I was reading it, nothing was new. It weren't like we didn't know promises were broken. It's a fact that the contract situation happened. There was the situation where Amanda was the board and director, and then flawless. My G, big up, man. Big up. When I see an OG like that, I've got to interrupt the flow, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because like flawless is a G.
Okay. We get it. Yeah,
flawless is a G, lad. Flawless. Big up to you, sir.
He is.
He's level-headed for a United fan. He gives a good account for United fans, I think, flawless. Anyway, back to Liverpool. We don't talk about...
I think flawless is at best when he's not talking about United because he's sick and tired of United, if it makes sense.
You can tell, can't you? You
can tell. Just go to Flawless's face when he's talking about any other club. He's engaged. He's happy. He's giving his opinions, and his opinions are sound. And then he goes to United, and he just... I feel like Flawless is low-key just hate his club a little bit.
Do you know the Flawless's downfall is he's not willing to not be himself because himself is chilled. Himself is just, you know. So when he speaks about United, it is just dumbed down because he's just absolutely sick of what he's seeing. Do you know if he just screamed a little bit more? Oh my goodness, it'd be better. It'd be huge in terms of the monetization. But he's just true to himself, and that's what I respect about Flawless, to be fair. Anyway, we don't talk about 16th place teams. Yes. The Flawless. I'm not bothered with your pull of getting in Buemo, a decent Premier League forward. Well done, by the way. But does not mean you've got insane pull, which I've heard you say, Flawless. Don't think I haven't got no smoke for you, G. I'm joking. Anyway, when I was reading the statement, this is what I took from it. I just took, right? He's reaffirming the promises were broken thing. And what this does, it gives a defense. And I just think that was important with the campaign that was being pushed towards Isak all summer, because the Newcastle, not officials, but the indirect officials, the guys who were getting the leaks from the football club, not even the leaks, they're getting what everyone wants to hear. 15th. Husam, if we finish 15th and I said we finished 16th, would you correct me? Would you correct me on that?
No.
You wouldn't, would you? It doesn't matter where you finished. No one's asked.
No, I think he's saying something else. You would be shocked to hear this. Where did United finish last season? 15th. You want to know where they are right now after game week 1? 15th. You imagine? That's right.
That is peak, bro. Husam, was it this bad for us?
No, it was never this bad.
No, it was. It was. Not 15th, but it was.
Blackpool at home, Kenny Dalglish, 2-1. That was like the lowest time ever for me as a Liverpool fan. I don't know. This person keeps saying Ping Ping is here. Who the hell is Ping Ping?
Ah, lad, it's 67. Listen, I do remember the Ping Ping situation, and it did make me laugh, to be fair. But lad, you're spamming every stream with this Ping Ping situation. Husam, I'm trying to get through this Isak thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Go ahead, Isak. We're getting sidetracked. Big up Flawless and Ping Ping, whoever the hell is that. Let's go. Go ahead.
Big up everyone in it. Big up everyone. But I'm so focused now on this Isak topic. To summarize. It just reaffirmed everything. And I'm just happy now that we do have the words of Isak, because I think it was important that everyone just going on the counter. Because here's my view, Husam. I absolutely agree. Anyone who signs on a dotted line on a legal basis have a right to fulfill their obligations, which Isak absolutely did when things were looking a bit more rosy. When was it more rosy? When Amanda was still in the board and directors, she was more than willing to give him a contract offer that was to his satisfaction. Then there's the transition between the sporting directors. Paul Mitchell comes in, withdraws this contract offer in the spirit of prioritising other contracted players, saying to Isak, you're actually fine on the deal that you're on. Then, and I truly believe that this was PR from the football club, because the narrative became towards the final 3 or 4 months of the season was Isak will go if we don't get Champions League. If we get Champions League, then he stays. That is an absolute club-driven narrative, because I can absolutely reassure you, during those final few months, because I think from when the contract offer was withdrawn was when Isak's head turned slightly. But I think it fully turned when they realised, okay, not only are they not fulfilling the obligation of actually, giving me a decent contract as I'm the best striker in the league, or have been last season at least, they're now also bringing in the likes of Anthony Elanga. They're missing out on all their key targets, first choice targets. What value do I bring here? I've got 3 years left on this deal. They're not willing to give me a new one. They're willing to give the likes of Anthony Gordon a new contract when he doesn't join Liverpool or anything like that, but not for me. And then by the time it's too late, that's when the contract offer comes. And why would he want to re-sign with them when, due to the propaganda that they've spread internally within the football club that's deluded the fan base, turning against Isak to a whole nother level? Why would he want to go back there? He already had ambitions to go up. But any chance you thought you had of him being able to, wanting to stay or anything like that, you completely shut down the second that you started spreading that propaganda. So that's why I'm happy. Unlike a lot of people who say Isak's done something wrong, Husam, I don't agree with that, mate. I think you've got to fight fire with fire. You can't compare it with Coutinho, because guess what? No promises were made to Coutinho. You can compare it slightly with Suarez. That's fair. But again, though, it weren't like the promises that were made to Isak were made to Suarez. Suarez was just sole ambition thing, and Gerrard convinced him to stay. This isn't just ambition. He understands he hasn't got another 3 or 4 years to wait for Newcastle to finally get to the top of English football. And by the way, I think it could take longer than that based on what we're seeing currently. So for me, why would he want to spend the rest of his peak there when he can come to Liverpool now, add more trophies to the cabinet? He won a trophy for Real Sociedad. After 3 seasons, he wanted out of Sociedad, but Sociedad never blocked a move. So he never had to take the actions that he's taken now. So all I'm saying is we've seen an example where he's wanted to leave a club after 3 seasons, right? And that one went smooth. It was fine. He got a big fee for Real Sociedad, won them a trophy, by the way. Goes to Newcastle, does what the likes of Alan Shearer couldn't do, shows the armpits, B's a world-class striker, got more goals than friggin' Haaland in the league last season, obscene type stuff. And then he wants to go to a bit of a better big up and step up challenge, the same way Alan Shearer justified that for Trent. I could go on all day, Husam, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think you can handle anything like this perfectly if you've been lied to. But I think the way people just shrugged it off, it just shows how unfavourable we are in the media. People say the media is for us and things like this, but we're unfavourable, and everyone wants the big bad Liverpool narrative to be true, but it's not.
Sean, Jack, so many people in this chat will tell you I've been fighting this whole Isak is the villain narrative for probably the last 2 weeks, even without knowing any of this information. I've been fighting it. Every single rival thinks Isak is like this bad guy who's a snake and a rat, and he handled this the wrong way. And then you speak to an Arsenal fan, and he's like, "Oh, do you think Jokeris did anything wrong then?" No, because he had the gentleman's agreement. Well, guess what? Looks like Isak has had a gentleman's agreement. He didn't have. I think this is the summer now where footballers from now on can't have gentleman agreements anymore. It's dumb. Like you just can't do gentleman agreements because clearly people go back on their word. You get me? So for me, we need Isak at this club because there's a lack of numbers as well up top. Okay, Ekitike has been phenomenal. I actually wanted Ekitike. I've been pro Ekitike for a while, but Ekitike by himself, Houston, we have a problem. We need someone else next to Ekitike, and if that someone is, Alexander Isak, I think it's gonna. But I actually have a conspiracy. I think this is all a little bit of a play. I think this is like a little bit.
What's the play for you?
This is the play for me. I think after all this, Tuesday they just announce him as a Liverpool player. Literally a day after the game.
The day after the game, the announcement comes, or the news starts to pick up like two.
No, I think we get the here we go on Tuesday. I'm not even exaggerating.
Really? That's very.
You wanna know what's gonna happen? They're gonna go like after the game. The directors at Liverpool met with the directors at Newcastle, and they decided to come to an agreement. Like magically, you'll be watching the game, you'll just see you'll see Richard Hughes like in the box. You get me? Like it's just magically it's gonna happen like
his
that.
Agent. His agent.
Yeah, his agent's there. Like it's just he's magically gonna appear there all of a sudden. I think this is all just BS. Same thing with Guehi, by the way. I think they're just trying to qualify for this like conference thing, so they probably need him in the game tomorrow. But after that, like I think he's good to go, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. So, and Steve Parish came out and said the same thing. He said, "Look, if Guehi doesn't plan on extending, we need to spend money, or it's going to be a problem." So that's why for me, I think this is basically a agreed on act behind closed doors. Like, oh, Isak's gonna put up this statement so he could look good, and then Newcastle is gonna put up this statement so they can look good. But at the end of the day, I think a deal has already been agreed. I won't even lie to you. I fully believe it.
Do you know what I think? I don't think it has. I think that there's been great belief that we can absolutely get this deal over the line. I think it's always been a case of these conditions being met. I really do. I think it's always been the striker or two. I think they'll secretly be content with one. I think they'll be happier with one. And then let's just say like Gordon as an alternative option if you really need it. And as long as they get the offer of 130, then fine. I think this week, this is what matters. What do Newcastle get over the line this week? All summer, they've been bums. They've been absolute bums. And now it looks like that they're going to blunder the bloody the deal with the Wolves striker. What's his name again? Friggin' Larson.
Strand Larson. You know, today Sean messaged me as soon as the Strand Larson thing happened, and me and him were kind of having a rant at Newcastle, genuinely, because it's just so like, how can you not get Strand Larson over the line? How?
Yeah. No, well, I don't know if it's right. I don't know if he said it on YouTube, but someone said that Newcastle are now really like interested or have contacted Chelsea about Nicholas Jackson, which again, who knows what the score is there. But,
but even then, they waited for Aston Villa to be interested, to all of a sudden be interested.
I am 65% sure one striker in will give them the license. In fact, I'm 75% sure that one striker in gives them the license to sell Isak. Two strikers in, 99.99999% sure. The only way that stops if he fails the medical, like genuinely, you know, like I'm telling you now, Isak will absolutely.
But you want to know what the thing they'll spin now is? Like, Wolves need a replacement for Strand Larson.
Oh, I don't know, but like, I don't even want to do that mental gymnastics. You can get a striker. Nicholas Jackson would be a fantastic walkthrough. I also heard Bayern Munich have contacted Chelsea about that as well, though. And then the second condition was the offer. That Husam has never been a worry for me. Newcastle fans pushing this thing, if you just paid the money's there, bro. That was a respectable starting point. It was a breaking record starting point. Stop moaning about it. It was just letting
people
Isak
say
know.
110 million is disrespect. Imagine.
It's mad. It's mad. Oh my God, Husam, the stuff that I've seen. I seen yesterday, Husam, right? Get on this. I saw yesterday. Oh, the situation. I'm just gonna assume he was a Geordie because he had Geordie in his name and he had Toon in his name, right? Next thing you know, he goes, "Oh, listen, mate. You know the situation with Visa and with Isak is not the same. It's not the same. Why is it not the same?" I asked. He then responds, "It's not the same because Visa's 28 and Isak's 26, mate. And Visa's only got a year left on his deal because the claim that I made to Sam was, oh, so you've been going at us for putting low ball bids in, low ball record breaking bids, by the way, and then you low ball Brentford for their asking price. Relax." And then he said, "Oh, it's different because he's got 12 months left." Do you know how much you have to cope to come up with the fact that he's got a year left on his deal? The premise that you had before was that we lowballed you. You lowballed Brentford, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going at all Newcastle fans, but there's been a very loud minority that have pissed me off recently. And do you know what, Husam? I was rattled the other night because when Newcastle put out the counter statement, I just thought, oh my God, it's not changed a thing. They said under the conditions, but they just worded it in a power play way. It was absolutely, oh mate, I couldn't think of anything more pathetic. But people just took the propaganda, ran with it and gone, oh my God, look at the size of our bollocks. We're the mighty Newcastle Football Club. But Husam, why can't they accept that they're just in a transition? It's okay to be in a transition.
You said something that I completely agree with. How is it that at the time with Jurgen Klopp, 5-time Champions League winning, 18-time league winning Liverpool had to go through this pain, but Newcastle fans don't want to go through the pain? I genuinely don't get it. The time when Klopp walked in,
Newcastle are the only ones who are hard done by because they have to sell players. Apparently, they're the teams who don't have to sell. Oh, the Premier League's against Newcastle because they have to sell Elliot friggin' Anderson. Shut up. Oh my God, you've had the chance to sell Anthony Gordon for like 90 million to us. You had the chance to sell Isak for 150 million. Well, not really 150. I think more about 135. About 135 million for Isak. You have had chances to make money. Stop complaining about PSR. It's not stopping you. Go through the development. You complained about it when City came into the league. That's why PSR came in. I agree. PSR is not perfect, but I agree that I prefer it over the old methods because if you've got Saudi owners and just started buying the league, it's great for yous, but then we've just got to protest the way we did about City, and I can't be bothered doing that again, so I'd rather it be in place, and you take a 15-year journey the way that we did. The PSR model, by the way, is FSG's model. Before PSR ever came, that was the model. I'd be surprised if FSG behind the scenes didn't make the model because they're the ones who were doing it before it was even in place. The money we spent prior to PSR coming in, the money that FSG spent was still, if you compare the money and put them under today's rules, it still applies to the current day PSR standards. The money we spent prior anyway. It's mad. Yeah. Mad. So just do the same and stop expecting it overnight. You spent massive in the first summer. You've been reluctant to sell any prospects or main stars that you've had, and now you're wondering why you're struggling with PSR. It's not our fault that you don't have the global revenue that we generate. And by the way, we've generated that through excellent marketing, excellent decision-making behind the scenes, making great, fantastic deals, by the way. That Adidas deal is huge. We've already said in every metric.
The problem is people don't understand this. When FSG first came in, and by the way, me and James have been consistent about this FSG thing. We have criticized FSG out and everything. We were there together. But the one thing that we've always given them praise for is the stuff that they do off the pitch. When we first came to the Premier League, like when they first bought us, the level of marketing between Manchester United and Liverpool was like Man United is here and Liverpool is here. It was genuinely horrendous, bro. Like to the level where I'm telling you something, as a Middle Eastern man who grew up here, I grew up in a school where there were 2 Liverpool fans. Me and another guy 6 years younger, 5 years younger than me. Like, that's it. 2 Liverpool fans in the whole school, bro. And he was a Liverpool fan because he's Indonesian, and you guys know we rule East Asia. So he's an Indonesian guy, and he picked up Sporting Liverpool from his dad. Other than that, it was all United, Barca, Madrid, Chelsea, everyone except Liverpool. They came in and they did an unbelievable job to the level now where Liverpool have the biggest revenue difference ever between them and Manchester United in history. So that works for something. So that's why for me, I respect that aspect of FSG. My only criticism of them, and I've been completely objective with this, and I've been continuous with this, which is the situation with the spending money. Like, obviously, me and James are smart people. We don't want the club to spend fucking the same exact thing as this summer every single time. We understand that. But let's say next summer comes. Let's say next summer comes and Liverpool just need a DM and a centre back. Can we just get the DM and the centre back and that's it?
But the money we've spent hasn't been unreasonable. I do want to clarify something as well. I use the same motto as Tom. I've never been FSG out, is what I should say. My reasons for wanting FSG out was off the pitch, mainly. Just because the way you worded it before, Husam. But I do agree with you. In the marketing side of things, they've done very, very well. The stuff that I weren't liking was like the Super League. We could go through the whole list. We don't need to right now. It's not an appropriate time. We're trying to sign world-class players. They're finally doing the job. But we're seeing the fruits of their labour behind the scenes of these marketing deals. They did take the route behind the scenes. And you know what? There was times they were ambitious. They wanted Bellingham, didn't get it. I was upset with what they done on the pitch as well. So, like, when they didn't get an alternative to Bellingham, or a really, really good one, or we
Chouameni, same thing. Caicedo, same thing. Lavia,
weird stuff. But there's been good things, there's been bad things. If they never done the Super League thing, I actually don't even know if I'd be FSG out. That was the main nail in the coffin where I'm like, I do not trust you guys because you're trying to make us into something we're absolutely not. And anyone who tries to steal the identity, I don't care how good you're doing in other metrics, like you can leg it. I think they have given some trust back to us to be able to say, like, listen, we've sort of realigned more so with the views of the football club and the supporters, and now we can actually act on the fruits of what we've gained through the little spending and things like that.
Yeah, but now I want the club to be smart as well, because I'm going to ask you about the other scenario. First of all, big up to all of you. Yeah, I want us to be. Here's the thing. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, by the way. Let me just read these two, and then I'm gonna ask you the question. I need the rat with the makeup at Anfield. Josh Byrne has promised that I think he's gonna drop either 300 or 400 if we get the Here We Go for Isak. So hey, go on, Josh. Let's go. That's extra incentive for me. Big up the boys. Been here since the book club days. Keep up the good work. # free Isak. The book club was one of the most iconic series in YouTube history. I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole Pep Linder's book. Oh my days, bro. We cooked.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Michael. Big up to Josh, George, the Scout Struck, all of you guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe in the chat. Let's just get to 500 likes. It helps the channel grow. And thank you guys for 58k. We're approaching 60k. Soon come. And watch out for a lot of the new ideas that are happening on the channel, guys. We're cooking a lot. So that's the question that I want to ask is the following. Look, let's say worst case scenario. Absolute worst case scenario happens and Isak is forced to remain at Newcastle. Okay? Then what happens? What do we do?
Where do we pivot?
Yes, because we can't just sit there with ekitike alone.
I haven't allowed myself to think about that. Not even once.
This is your chance to think, mate.
Not even once. I did see a very interesting tweet from ekitike the other day, the tier 1 journalist of this summer transfer window, the Golden Star boy of this summer transfer window, talking about a little fella called Julian Alvarez and about how he might be a little bit upset at Atletico Madrid. And Husam, this is me being shameless because I have absolutely twerked at the idea of Isak being this. You know what I mean? Like the thing in the just that, lad. You know what I mean? That has been repeating in my brain. I've got the thing saved. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting. Julian Alvarez, bro. That's my guy. But then when people are, and we'll go to him if we want, Rodrygo, that is a very, very juicy sign in my mate. I'm just thinking the pace and
imagine we take the piss and just sign Wissa.
Give me Visa. Why not?
Sign Wissa and Rodrygo. Yeah. Just fucking. Just
you know what as well? And I know that was a banterish take as well, but like Visa would actually be like a very suitable, and God rest his soul, Jota replacement. Jota became that sort of like squad option who could sort of play on the left. He could also play in the middle. Visa is kind of similar. So I know you were bantering, but it wouldn't be the worst thing.
And remember Brentford, we gave you Kelleher on a cheap. See?
Yeah.
We have like the relationship, Brentford. We can send you Jayden Danns on loan for a season. Problem solved. Right there. Listen, Wissa and Rodrygo. Let's fucking go.
We've got Jay Speed in there as well. He's still kicking if you really need it. You know what I mean? Everyone needs experience. Honestly, like, what was we even talking about there? I'm just on the Alvarez. Oh my goodness, Alvarez. That would be a very fine alternative for me. And if he's in any way unsettled, if we get to Tuesday and we get confirmation that that deal is not happening, because we won't know until then, at least until then, by the way.
We have 5 days.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking, if it gets to Tuesday, we get the no. Stop playing the chessboard from there, because we've had the no already, but we understand if certain conditions are met. If they haven't got their strikers, if those conditions aren't able to actually be met, pivot, go for Julian Alvarez, because I'm telling you now, if I see him in a Liverpool shirt, I'm happy. And I do think we need a number 9. However, if you're telling me my front 3 next season is Rodrygo, Ekitike, and Salah, you can do so much worse than that front 3 right there.
Yes, I agree with you. But then you'd have to get a backup for ekitike, even if he's like some 10 million striker.
No, I agree. And again, that's why the idea of 2 more forwards, it sounds appropriate, because we do need... The one thing you can say, question the quality of some of the attackers last season, can't question the depth. The depth was there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the depth was there, definitely.
It was absolutely there.
And even now they're saying Elliott might leave too, so that's another like kind of right-wing option that's leaving.
I read Liverpool. It might have been by the Anfield sector. I read that Liverpool might be a little bit more open to the idea
to keeping him. The problem is apparently Elliott wants to start, wants first team football. That's the problem.
Husam, let me run this by you and let me tell me what you think. Do you think if I'm Elliott's agent, I'm not hating the idea of convincing him to just stay for 1 more year? You're not getting in the World Cup, right? You'd never word that to him, right? And Elliott's my boy, mate, so I don't even want to sound disrespectful. You're just not getting in above Cole
The
Palmer.
best he could do is just be part of the squad.
Yeah, like, the squad. Oh, absolutely. No, sorry, yeah, he can do that. I'm talking like starting for England.
He ain't starting ahead of Saka. He ain't starting ahead of Bellingham.
He could be like the what are them things called where like they bring 2 extra players just in case there's an injury. What's that called again?
I don't know what it's called. Like the alternatives, basically.
You get what I mean, though, don't you? Yeah, like they bring like 2 or 3 extra players just in case there's a dropout. He could easily be one of them. But I'm just looking at the depth of that squad in both right wing and 10. And I don't see a place. You've got Morgan Rogers, you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Eze who can play there. It's just, I'm sorry, bro. Like, and these are all at like big clubs. If you go to RB Leipzig for a year, that's not getting you in the England squad. Maybe if you went to Tottenham and filled James Maddison's boots really well, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. If you've done it in the Prem. But if you're telling me stay at Liverpool or go to Leipzig, hold out for 1 more year and try and get another Premier League medal, G. You know what I mean? Because it suits our needs as well. Because I don't know if we are going to get 2 attackers if the Isak deal falls through. If it doesn't, and we get Isak, we'll definitely get 1 more, I think.
Wait, so you think it's going to be Isak, Guehi, and the forward?
Mm-hmm.
So who's that forward going to be then? Like a Malik Fofana level?
Potentially. But this Rodrygo stuff as well.
You're saying Isak, Rodrygo, and Guehi. You greedy bastard.
I'm a knobhead.
You greedy bastard. Look at you. Look at you. Man said Rodrygo and Isak. What are you trying to fuck up the league? Are you trying to do invincible quadruples? Is that what you're trying to do? Man said Rodrygo, Isak, and Guehi.
I'm not even doing this as a Cal thing, right? I'm just saying, like, it could be we only get Rodrygo if we don't get Isak. That's very possible. But we've seen the news today. Again, I'm only referencing what tier 1s have reported, that his agent was at our stadium. If that's not true, it's more likely true that we're still having meetings with his agent this week. That's enough substance for me to believe, brother. Because we want to do a madness. We would... the madness would have already been more of a madness if Isak was done. I wish that was done for the Adidas launch. Oh, my goodness. But I think if we signed Isak as early as we wanted to, we wouldn't have been done then. And I don't think we're done now, G. I think Guehi's getting done. I think Isak's getting done. Rodrygo, I'm not there yet. But a forward is getting done, I believe.
Rodrygo loan with obligation to buy 80 million. You take that?
Anyway, that means he's at
not
my
option to buy obligation. So we call Florentino. We're like, listen,
what I was going to say,
you need the money. We're going to give you 80 million guaranteed next summer.
Bro, I don't care if it was a 5-year loan. Like, just make sure I have him for the long
5-year
term of my
loan.
football club, lads. Like, just as long as I've got him for the long term of my football club, I'm happy. Like, I don't care how that deal's structured. Oh my goodness, how unbelievable would that be, Husam? But again, no. Either way, I think there's almost more balance if you get Rodrygo, play Ekitike, and have Salah, and just get a backup. Do you know what I mean? But there's just give me the eye test of Ekitike and Isak, man. I'm fine with that. And Salah.
Bro, it's still like his team. It's funny because you watch Liverpool.
I said, yeah, Husam. No,
you watch like you get me like you watch like DR Sports stuff like that, and there's like always someone who goes like, Mo Salah's 34. Maybe this is the year that he drops off. It's just the same exact statement before every season, and then they just. I feel like I'm just like. Every time I watch that type of content, I'm like, guys, have you not learned? Like, didn't you guys say the same exact thing last summer? You get me? It's just crazy. Hey, Owen, I'll hold you to that. Don't fuck with an Arab's money, just so you know, eh? Here, I'm starting. Hey, one of the snitches in the chat, there's many snitches. Screenshot. Send it to me, please. Owen, you better come through with it. Why is he saying Indie Bomba? Just so you know, if I go to India and there is no Bomba, I'm going to ban you.
Yeah, okay? I agree. I approve this ban.
Here we go.
Oh, is it just because of the Man United stuff? That's 15.
No, Rodrygo has accepted he does not have a future under Xabi Alonso and has asked Real Madrid president Perez to sell him this summer.
That's a motherfucking bomber, baby. That's a motherfucking bomber. Husam, if we go for him and Man City go for him, forget Arsenal. If they go for him, they're not getting him, and they won't go in for him now. Us and City,
yeah, with Eze they won't.
Who's getting him out of Liverpool and City? Do you think? Real Madrid don't want him no more. He's one of ours.
I'm not even going to give a politically correct answer or sit on the fence. No. You know I'm trying to be objective about this whole situation. Look, if City sells Savio, it will make our life a lot more difficult. It will make our life a lot more difficult. So we need Spurs to Spurs.
Because they're saying they're not going to sell him now, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
So Savio, they want basically 70, 80 million. So I need Daniel Levy to be the cheapskate that he always has been and got to tell City, yo, I'm not going to pay that 70 million. You get me? So we can move on with our lives.
No. Husam, I promise you, that is not an issue. Rodrygo would rather play for the under-23s of Real Madrid than go to Spurs. I am telling you now. Like,
no, not Spurs. No, not Spurs. You're missing the point. I'm talking about Spurs buying Savio.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I need Spurs to be the cheapskates that they are. Tell City, yo, I'm not going to pay the 70 million. And then move on.
That's what that is.
It's like 100 different dominoes, though, because if Spurs don't sign Savio, that means Spurs go in for Wissa. And if Newcastle don't sign Wissa, then we're screwed. So
I don't think they'll get Savio now, though. I think they're pivoting in a different direction. Maybe they could, though. Either way, all it sounds like to me, Husam, is that it's either us versus City or it's us. And he wants to go. I think Real Madrid want to sell him. I think that's been made more than clear through the playing time, and there must have been some behind-the-scenes chats.
You think we have enough money to do all three? Honestly, genuinely, no.
Yeah, the money is not an issue, Husam.
Isak, Rodrygo, and Guehi, though.
We could get Isak, right? We could get Isak.
That's like 230 million, by the way.
We could still spend another 200 million and be PSR safe. You know what I mean? We are in absolute green territory, baby. And I mean, capitalize on it. Build now and forget next year's window. Just get the little additions that you'll need if, like, a player goes, like, on a free, you know. Bring the squad depth. Sort the start 11 out now. Let's just have fun for the next 4 or 5 years. Let's just get, I know you don't drink, Husam, but in metaphorical terms, let's get pissed. Let's get absolutely bevied and just go on a journey for the next 5 years together as one big red family. I want this, and we can do it. Husam, I know you're thinking like that's a bit too career mode. Let me paint it down to you, right? We've got Wirtz in the bag, bro. Isak, again, conditional. If Newcastle get those replacements, it's on, bro. Just walk through the door's unlocked. If City don't sell Savio, just walk through the door, bro. It's unlocked. You will be PSR safe. You can sign Rodrygo. We still need a Diaz replacement. Need might be a bit extreme, but
I was about to say this. I was genuinely about to say this. Time to sell Harvey to Spurs just so they don't get Savio. I genuinely was about to say this.
And I think people forget as well, like the players we've sold. So it wouldn't be too inappropriate for me or ridiculous to bring in one more forward on top of Isak.
I
And
swear
no,
to
I'm a
God.
knobhead. No, I'm a knobhead, mate. I'm terrible. I should go to jail.
No, you shouldn't. There's no need.
Not
There's no
jail,
need.
but like I should do at least 12 hours in the pen. You know, I should just have to think about what I've done, what I could become. You know.
Bro, if I'm Richard Hughes right now, I'm calling Daniel Levy. I'm like, listen, instead of you paying them 70 million for Savio, here you go. Just give me 40 and I'll let you have Elliot. He can play 10, he can play on both wings.
Lads, I
Perfect for you.
remember Real Madrid wanted Harvey Elliott once upon a time. They were our competition
Exactly.
for Harvey Elliott.
Exactly. Just tell him, yo, Harvey, you get me 40 million pounds. And Harvey, you get to stay in the Premier League. You get to go to London. You get me? Perfect for you as well. And then you bring me Rodrygo. If we sign Rodrygo and Isak,
Moral
I don't
jail.
think I don't even think
100%
there is
moral
enough
jail.
like words to describe what I would say. Imagine Isak and Rodrygo on the same team with Salah, by the way. This is not after Salah left. This is with him. This is not after Van Dijk left. This is with him there. Like, do you understand? Like,
yeah. But
I
Husam,
swear
like,
to God.
this is the one way as well I will be easily able to cope with the inevitable day coming that Salah and Virgil will leave. Whether it's at the end of this current contract, they might get it like a year extension.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't rule out Salah getting another contract extension. By the way, do not rule that out.
Virgil maybe not, because he might regress a bit more as he's a centre back. But you never know. I could be wrong about both.
Don't rule it out. I'm telling you, these two are special. They're special,
won't.
mate. That's why I don't rule it out. But if you're telling me if we lose Virgil and we're getting a both-footed centre-back who's had captain experience and winning the first ever trophy for Crystal Palace, not a horrible alternative at all. If you're telling me we've got Rodrygo, ekitike and Isak there, if the day comes that Salah goes, believe me, I will be devastated. But like, I'm okay.
But there's a big chance of him leaving us on a high, because then we'd be Champions League winners, Premier League winners.
This is what I'm saying. Like, he'd have done it all. He'd have ended the perfect way. I'd probably be happy for that reason. Like, he left at the right time. You know what I mean?
Then we'd all go like, yeah, go get your money in Saudi, enjoy your life.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just one of them. Like, we just know our king is richer, and he's always got a home in Liverpool. Do you know what I mean, lads? He's a scouser.
Do you know that do you know what the Saudi League offered him that he rejected? They actually offered him not just high wages. They actually offered him part of the TV rights money.
No, I know.
Do you understand how mad that is? Like, telling them, like, they basically called Mo and they're like, you're such an icon in this part of the world. We'd actually give you part of the TV rights.
He's been richer than kings. Like, you think of kings of like some countries, he's been richer than kings. That's how.
Bro, he would be. He would be. He'd be earning like 1 million a week or something, like something crazy, bro. Like,
it would have been stupid, lads. And you know what? Like, fair play to you, because you were the one through that time, because it was being talked about like 150 million, 200 million. And I said, like, if it gets above 200, why don't you sell him? Because it's just like that money's ridiculous. But you know what coincides with that? And you were right, Husam. You were right. But look, I'm bringing it up. I'm not hiding away from it. I'm not being shameless. I'm not trying to rewrite the narrative. I was open to that idea. I am so happy to have been wrong. Do you remember when we all said, like, we'd be happy for Nunes to prove us wrong? Oh, my goodness. And I also made this opinion off a bad end to the season for Salah. It was AFCON time, and we know what happens there, like, at times, you know? So I was just thinking, I didn't correlate it with AFCON, though. I correlated it like, is he just losing a step? Because he just looked unfit, but I interpreted it as, is he losing pace? And then I didn't realise how much he was elevating his IQ. And I don't know what it is, but you know, when Salah has a summer to himself, like a summer off, he just transforms his game in a completely different way. Like, he might look a little bit unpredictable, unpredictable in pre-season. Once that season starts, you see it like a different, vicious version of Mo Salah every single time. And I'm just waiting for that to come now. Like, even that goal against Brentford, he's ran all the way to the right-hand side to go and get that goal. He's taken on the player and just absolutely buried it. Don't tell me that's not something he's doing repeatedly. Like, in case
he's definitely doing
the situation arrives, you know. So that's why now I will never.
By the way, that was just an endo clearance. The work rate to go all the way over there, and that's the reason why I didn't want to sell Mo, because I think at the time, had we sold Mo, getting a replacement for him would have been like near impossible.
You're right. And with our type of way of trying to get players and the transition we were going through with Klopp and stuff, that would have been the worst thing that could have happened to us, I think. We wouldn't have another league title now, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, we definitely wouldn't. Without him, definitely we wouldn't have won the league.
We would have probably had to wait until this summer to really like start feeling positive again, because the drop off we would have had if we didn't have Mo would have been huge. I still think we could have still got to this summer and still spent the way we did. I do think this was all meticulously planned with Edwards and stuff like that, but oh my God, mate. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
That's a real stat. 147 Premier League games at Anfield, 148 GA. Are you mad?
It probably is real. It's very likely to be
because it's him. I don't even think it's like,
you know, like when you it's ridiculous for any other name besides Messi, Ronaldo, and Salah. Like they're the names in current day where it's like, okay, fine. Probably.
Can't believe we let the Hazard thing be an actual debate, by the way. Kudos to Hughes. Getting ekitike early means we're not desperate and can pivot to Rodrygo plus backup striker if needed, or any other strategy. Elite planning. Listen, me and James are in agreement regarding this topic. It is elite planning. However, if the bad scenario does happen and Isak doesn't end up being a Liverpool player, then we want to execute this elite plan. You can't just like, okay, Isak says no, we're all blue balls. But Rodrygo walks through the door. Now you're no longer blue balls. You're like, okay, I was going to be with a 10, but now I'm with a 9. Like, shit, like that's still, like, I'm sorry. If you told me at the start of the summer, Isak and ekitike, I would have shaken your hand immediately. Are you mad at the start of the summer? 100%. So for me, I look at it from this perspective of, okay, we might not be able to get Isak, but all this like elite plans that you're talking about, we have to show the ability to execute said elite plans.
You have to show the ability to pivot, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. James, final question I'll ask you about this before we speak a bit about the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Deep down, do you genuinely believe Rodrygo is going to be a Liverpool player? Honestly.
Say that one more time. Sorry, bro. I was reading a message. I'm so sorry. Go on.
It's okay. Deep down, do you genuinely believe Rodrygo is going to be a Liverpool player?
Here's what I'll say. Isak, I'm 95% sure he's going to be a Liverpool player. Guehi, I'm 80% sure he's going to be a Liverpool player. Rodrygo, I am 70% sure he's going to be a Liverpool player.
You want to know something, chat? How about we do this? Let's do it.
Husam, the door's there. It's unlocked, chat. Hear me out. I know you're going to crash out at me.
I want everyone in the chat to give us the same exact number, okay? IGR, okay? In that order. So I just want to hear numbers. So let's say Husam thinks 99% Isak becomes a Liverpool player. Husam thinks 95% Guehi becomes a Liverpool player. And I think Rodrygo is more like 55%, right? So this is what I'm gonna ask you. I want everyone in the chat, just give me 3 numbers. So the first number is Isak, second number is Guehi, third one is Rodrygo. So I just want to get your numbers. Go ahead, James.
That bro, like that they're my numbers. I truly believe that it's through the doors unlocked, bro. Like who's there? Like, unless PSG just decide to be spontaneous at the end of the window, I don't know who can come in who would stop us from getting Rodrygo if we really wanted him. PSR can't stop us. City can't stop us unless the things happen with Savio and stuff and me. And even then, I'd still rate our chances in a head-to-head warfare for Rodrygo. I really, really would. So I'm just saying, if you get Isak over the line, yes, it is possible Rodrygo is the alternative to Isak. But what if he's not the alternative? What if he's just an addition, bro? It's there. PSR not stopping you, everything else. Yeah, in fact, Husam, just tell me one thing stopping us from doing it. One thing.
Stopping us? Nothing.
Stopping us.
Nothing.
So why can't that 55% be 70? You know? Like, why aren't you a bit more
What's that thumbnail? James Redmond is clear of you. Did we lie?
Tom, respect the game, bro. Respect the game.
Yeah,
like,
the game.
I'm not trying to say you're a Newcastle and I'm a Liverpool, but it's actually a fine comparison to have in this scenario.
Shall I make him beg me to send the link? Beg me, Tom.
Yeah, beg me, Tom.
You have to beg. You have to beg. I want you to send me a message right now begging.
Tom, I've been doing this from 2016. It's just respect, you know?
2016, Tom was probably, 6 years old?
4.
Okay, I'll tell you why I'm at 55%. The reason why I'm at 55%...
55? You've not budged, you said 55?
Because I'm just like... I have a sneaky feeling that he's just going to go to City. That's just my sneaky feeling.
Am I seeing people in the chat saying 0%? In fact, get Tom on here. Get Tom on here. You know what I mean?
Shall I send Tom the link?
Yeah,
Tom, do you want the link, Tom?
Free Tom. Free Tom. Let's not do a Newcastle. We
no
free our friends. Yeah, we free people that are our family, whereas you keep your family hostage. Newcastle talking about, we are way to welcome Isak back into the family.
Won't catch me begging anything off a man, but if that's get you going, fairs. Why are you doing this? Why are you riding his neck, mister? What gets you off?
That was a shout from Tom there, though, Husam. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a shout, but he's a fraud because he's riding another man's neck.
It was a good line. Now we need to
get the link, you prick. Hop on.
Oh my God! See what I mean about Tom Little? Though doesn't even give me a show to myself. Oh,
doesn't even say hi, James. Hope you're good. Nothing.
Yeah, like oh my God!
Yo, big up, James. Hope you're good. None of that. Yeah. Immediately, just comes in on the bullshit immediately.
Nah, yeah. You know what? Actually, you're so right. You're so right. I think he actually undervalues me. Really?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Tom,
are you gonna come here or are you hiding?
He's
the reason why it's 55% is just I have a sneaky feeling City will get him. I'll be honest with you.
Tom's just washing his Naby Keita shirts. That's why he's taking it a minute.
You know, Callum, when he first met me, he's like, you're a little bit harsh on Tom. A week ago, he's like, I understand why you can't quit smoking working with him. Completely switched his tune like just 90 degrees.
Tom's
anyway,
Tom's a little
he shit. Is the biggest criminal in the Northwest is here. Hello, Tom.
There he is.
Big ups, Redmond. I don't need to think that I don't have the respect for that.
No, come on. You know, Tom. You know.
Sam, you ain't never gonna catch me begging for stuff off of man. But if that's what gets you going, that's what gets you going. What can I say?
We already responded to that. Like already, Dan Carlito saying, "See, the super chatters even agree." Holding Tom up with balls on your neck is worse. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you can't even.
That was a life-saving measure. If we'd lost Deezy in that crowd, you might have never seen him again. It was for the greater good.
It was a life-changing procedure, Husam.
I don't want to play the song because Tom gets really irritated. So, and I think it's a little bit harsh, and it's drill as well, and it's like 2 a.m. over here. I didn't try and listen to drill at 2 a.m. So yeah, like and subscribe. So Tom, what do you think, Rodrygo? Talk to the people.
I think that's the alternative. We can't get Isak this window.
There you go. See, there you go. Even worse than me. There you go.
But that doesn't mean that we won't get Isak. So I think there's a world where we can end up within 12 months' time where we've got Isak and Rodrygo together. Yeah, but it's all down to Newcastle. It
is. So, right, Tom, let me try and interject here, right? So, I've got a theory, and I don't know if you'd agree with this, that Isak's our player after Monday. I think Newcastle will get replacements. I know that it's not looking great, and the chances are a lot lower than they should be. But I still think the chances are high enough they're going to get the replacements they want. Once those conditions is in, I'm sure we agree, we've got the money there for Isak. He'll be a Liverpool player.
We're not the problem for once.
No, exactly. Oh, Tom, we could do this. Or we could do a whole other hour on this, mate. I'm telling you now, honestly. But, so, all I'm saying there, Tom, it kind of feels like the door just walked through it. And Isak's your player. Right, now, let's go into Rodrygo. We've got no PSR stopping us from getting the Rodrygo deal done, even if we get Guehi and Isak over the line. Right? I'm just saying, Real Madrid, did you see the Indy bomber as well?
Yeah, he's told Real Madrid he wants to go.
Which we already could anticipate coming. Again, things like Savio matters because if City sell Savio, then they could contest for Rodrygo.
It's arguably why you'd need to push for Rodrygo first out of any of them because he's the one that you're going to face competition with.
Yes. So I'm not ruling out what you said. I'm not saying like I said it to Husam. He could be an alternative to Isak if the Isak one falls through. But Tom, I'll ask you this. Name one thing stopping us from getting both. I know the Newcastle thing. Let's just go into the future a bit. Isak's done. What's stopping us from getting Rodrygo? Name one thing. no PSR, no other real competition. If we went head to
I
head
think City are real competition, though. You're just ruling them out.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I would favour us. It's like, you know, if Islam Makhachev fights JDM next month or the month after, I'm predicting Islam Makhachev wins. But I'm
Okay,
not.
can I tell you something? Can I tell you why Can I tell you what happened yesterday? Why it messed us up a little bit? I think had Eze went to Spurs, it would actually made our chances better because then Spurs wouldn't sign Savio.
Spurs wanted Savio and Eze at the same time. Savio's a different.
Wait, yeah, I just want Tom to answer that question, though. Tom, what's stopping us?
I think the only thing that's stopping us from jumping at Rodrygo in the case where we've got Isak is the fact that I think the club might be waiting for someone else. I think the club value Barcola higher than Rodrygo, and they're willing at that point. I think they do. I think they put Barcola ahead of Rodrygo in
Based
terms
on
of
what?
Just in terms of what I've heard about how highly Richard Hughes himself rates Barcola this season. And yeah, I remember seeing it in Fabrice Hawkins. He said that it was the hierarchy was Isak, then Barcola, then Rodrygo. So I think that it could be a case where if Isak comes in this summer, the club wait 12 months to see if Barcola is available and assume that Rodrygo stays at Madrid. And then next summer, it's a case of, right, which one are we going for? Is Barcola available? Yes, then we go for him. No, then we go for Rodrygo. That's the way I see it. I think Edwards is... It's not I think. I know Edwards is a big Rodrygo guy. I also think Rodrygo's Rodrygo's demands so far have been a whole bit detrimental to him getting a move because he's got about 3 different agents who all want commission.
So that could stop us. Okay, no, that's I was asking genuinely, by the way. I weren't asking just for you to agree. So no, fair enough. The agents could. There is still things, but I just mean, do you know, like the main stuff, like the stuff that we all get to hear.
We have the money for it. We have the money for it. It's not a case of we don't have the money for it. It's just,
and it's not PSR.
No, we're so safe with PSR.
We're so good with PSR.
It's just, is there going to be a situation where his demands decrease to a point where the football club are willing to go for it? Or are they that insistent on waiting to see if they can get a Barcola or something next summer?
So do you think that the meetings this week is just to make sure that if we don't, kind of like what we did with Cherky, almost like just, you know, if we don't get this done,
I think it'll be a bit. I think it'll be a bit more so than Cherky because Cherky's was kind of like we knew Wirtz was getting done, so we were just doing it.
Of course, it was just like a bit of a
thing, that wasn't it? Yeah, Rodrygo was more like we're gonna have to really consider it because we can't wait for Isak. If next week comes round and Newcastle continue to fall into battles full of tits and continue to come out sucking their own thumb, we are going to have to pivot to an alternative because we cannot go.
I genuinely can't believe they can't even get Strand Larsen over the line. Like today, honestly, today's tweet actually gave me diarrhea. Like it genuinely made my stomach hurt, bro. Like Sean messaged me and it's like, bro, like, are you so fucking serious? Like 5 million, you can't even agree on Strand Larsen? How are you? How is a serious Champions League institution incapable of signing Strand Larsen from one of the favorite clubs to go down?
Husam,
Little.
Husam, you said the word serious. Newcastle are not serious about getting a striker. I have a belief.
They are a pathetic institution.
But for the past 3 weeks, I don't think they've tried to get a striker. I don't think they've tried. I think they've done the bare minimum. They've made interest known, and they've put in offers, but they've not really asked because they.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call out this guy. When I see Isak in a YouTube title and I think it's clickbait, what the fuck you want me to talk about when it comes to Liverpool? What do you want me to talk about? It's been Isak and fucking Guehi for the last 3 weeks. What do you want me to bring you transfer news from my asshole? Just create like random links. By the way, guys, Liverpool want Desiree Doué so Lee doesn't get upset. It's the fucking news. He put up an Instagram story. There's new information. Big up to first creator says James kind of looks like if Chiesa smoked weed. I agree with that. I think that's a great analogy.
That's just because of reasons we won't disclose. Yeah. Chiesa's my guy.
Speaking of Newcastle, I want to ask you both a question. Let's just talk a little bit about the football. I won't keep you guys for too long because I ain't trying to do a long ass show either. So, Just on this Monday Night Raw game we've got coming up this Monday.
This is going to be
James.
nuts,
I'm start with you since you're the main eventer, James. You started off. By the way, guys, let's get the likes up. Tom is here. Can we get 500 likes? Go ahead, James. Talk to me about this Newcastle game.
Oh, mate, what is this not to say, really? It's the absolute perfect game for Premier League football. It's old school Premier League at its finest. They're going to be absolutely up for it. Say what you want about their fans and the way that the loud Twitter fan base that they've got has been handling themselves, but this is going to be fireworks. You know, it would have been anyway on any normal day, because it always is. All the more through this mix, because forget what is right or wrong here. It's about what they believe, and that's what they're going to be projecting on that in that stadium. Is going to just be absolute volatile. Like, I honestly, I do think they'll like handle the start of the game well, like with the Jota minute silence. I'm pretty, if we're having one, which I'm sure we will. I'm sure that they'll handle that decently, and I'd certainly hope so. But we all know one can ruin it for everyone. However, during the game, once that first tackle's made, oh my goodness, the noise. Do you know what I want to see? I just want to see us absolutely suck the life out of that game within the first half an hour. It's not really what we do, but here's my bit of hope. And Arne Slot pointed it out in his press conference, to be fair. Our game with Bournemouth was the most intense game of the weekend by quite a distance, meaning that we're in really good condition to handle intense games of football. We are used to loud noises. We're used to playing in intense atmospheres. So for me, though, it does make it harder when an atmosphere is like that. You know, it's the closest thing to Anfield you'll get. It's still comfortably far off, but I just mean at its peak, it's the closest thing you'll get in the Premier League. So I can understand if it puts a bit more pressure on our players. Suck it out, land a big shot early, and just, if you need to make it a basketball match at the end, fine. But I think we can suck the life out of them quite early on in the game. So I'm not as wary or nervous as other people, but if you're telling me, like, we're definitely getting 3 points, I'd even be saying to you, like, chill a bit, you know, anything could happen in this one. It is this to a T.
I look at the game.
That's brilliant.
And look, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be a horrible.
You complimented Val for once instead of moaning about thumbnails the whole time. Go on, Tom.
It's not my fault. Val can't be happy with the options, and he can't do a photo with earphones on.
Go on, Tom.
Which he can do in the end, by the way. Sorry, Tom. Go on.
Go on, Tom.
I worry about right back because I worry that he's going to play Endo there.
Why? You're fit.
Conor Bradley's not fit.
No, he wasn't training today. Who told you he wasn't fit?
He was in training. He's not fit enough to start.
I think we need to put the Endo right back in the bag immediately.
I don't want it to happen, but I think that's what he's going to do.
I'd rather Szoboszlai right back. I'd rather Joe Gomez right back. Yeah,
he'll do Curtis Jones at right back.
Neither of them are fit. I would want Joe Gomez at right back. I'd want Bradley, but in his press conference today, he said neither of them are fit. Curtis Jones could happen. I think your best bet is Szoboszlai though.
Oh, do Szoboszlai, but it won't be Endo. It won't be like the players we're throwing out, like our centre backs. It's going to be one of them two. Szoboszlai.
I worry it might be Endo. I do worry it might be Endo. But outside of that,
Endo, Tom. When is he ever going to Endo?
The last game.
But in the later part of the game.
If we're doing it up and we need a closer.
It's normal Enzo Tactico stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring them on somewhere.
The other thing as well is, I know the atmosphere is going to be horrible.
Yeah.
But if I look at that Newcastle squad, touch wood, I'm not trying to jinx anything. They're a bit blunt up front.
But we're
with no striker. With no striker. Anthony Gordon, touch wood, I'm not trying to jinx this. Anthony Gordon hasn't scored in 19 appearances.
I'm going to anti-jinx this because I think Anthony Gordon does very, very well against our defence. Traditionally, it was with a certain someone at right back for sure.
Why do you mention these stats? Why are you like this? I'm never getting you before a game ever. Why do you say this? Can you please not do this?
Have you just said this to me? You've just got objective commentary on a game that's coming up. You've just asked me about how a game could go, and Tom's just presented a thing about that Newcastle are blunt up front. I'm not being funny or not. Under an atmosphere like that, if you're telling me to ignore the fact that Anthony Gordon could run in behind our defence with the way Konate played last game.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Why mention
Tom,
the fact that...
why are you saying this stuff, Tom? Oh my God, Tom, I'm sick of you.
But honestly, why do you say
Husam,
stuff like Gordon ain't scored in 19 games? Why are you an asshole?
Yeah, you're an asshole, Tom.
Honestly, if he scores on Monday, this is your fault. I hope you know this.
Yeah,
this could be the point that cost us the title. It's your fault. Why?
Yes, and you're going to be worse than Cal. You're going to have a worse case than Cal. You're a disgrace.
Bro.
Right.
Gordon ain't scored in 19 games, by the way. Ha 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 ha. Fuck you, Tom.
I never laughed. I never laughed. I never laughed, though.
Never bring that up.
I didn't laugh. I was just stating a fact. I mean, look, I think... I'll be honest, I think this might be... I think it'll be a big game for... what's his name? Florian Wirtz, this one. Because of his intelligence.
Yeah. Wrap him up and bubble wrap and don't send him to the game. Skip it.
I think everyone's saying,
do you think he'll be up for it, Tom?
I think a lot of people who aren't necessarily clued in will be shocked at how well he handles Newcastle. Because
send Curtis Jones there, man. Let him molest the ball for 5 hours, get Tonali sent off, and then bring Wirtz in. Honestly, just think of it.
Curtis Jones scored last season, so
perfect. Start him. He then proceeds to hug the ball for like 60, 70 minutes. Tonali gets sent off. Joelinton gets sent off, and bring on Wirtz then. Perfect.
No, but I think you've got to play Wirtz. I think one of the big problems we have, if you take Wirtz off that team, yes, I know they're going to tackle him. He's a fucking midfielder. Everyone gets tackled at some point. I'm gambling on the fact that Florian Wirtz is not a little pussy who can handle one tough tackle. The fact is, Husam, if I take Florian Wirtz out my team, outside of Mohamed Salah, who the fuck is creating anything?
Mm-hmm.
I've got no one, so he needs to play. So I'm not forcing everything to Salah. Now, one of the problems we had last year when we played not Real Madrid, I called them Real Madrid because it's like fucking playing Real Madrid. When we played Newcastle, was we couldn't progress the ball through the midfield because the press was dead good. And our 10 was not drifting into the right areas. Szoboszlai is not that kind of guy. Wirtz is incredibly smart. So I'd back Florian Wirtz to drift into the right areas, get into the right spaces, get on the ball, twist and turn. And him and Ekitike, they link up. It'll cause so many problems. I'll be honest, I think Gakpo scores twice.
Big up Cody. Mr. Inevitable.
I think
Anyone who
Gakpo
sleeps on
twice.
Cody, shut up.
You're banging on Cody away from home?
Yep.
I am, because he's up against Kieran Trippier.
Tell him again, Thomas.
I have, you know, I'm a big Gakpo guy. The man is cold-blooded in front of goal.
He is it.
And
okay, Tom, but just quickly. If all your predictions
Husam,
go
why
to
do you have to object to greatness? Why do you have to object such a good point, Husam? Come on, seriously. I'm going to do it
because I want to have a quick thing with Tom. So, Tom, here's the thing.
I'm just doing to you what you do,
make
Tom.
All a promise. I want you to make you all make us all a promise genuinely. If
Mm-hmm.
everything you just said goes to the shits, when you go on the football terrace on Thursday, say that Arsenal will beat us. Can you do that, please?
No, I can't, because then I can't. I can't bring myself and my soul to do that. I can't bring myself and my soul to do that.
That's it.
What? So, are you that worried about a curse that I might have now because I mentioned the start?
Don't you start saying worried about the case. You've been going to Cal for the case, or some of you. Don't you start saying you got worried about the case.
If Anthony Gordon scores against us, I'm calling you live on the watch along immediately.
I'm rightly so.
Telling you right now. You're getting a call from me immediately, so you know.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. I guess I'll never bring up any stats again, people.
No, but that's a stat that you don't have to bring up. You watch NBA. The commentator goes like, Steph Curry ain't missed the last 52 free throws and then he misses. Because he said it. So why do you have to say that Anthony Gordon's had 90 games at the goal? He's got to score a fucking hat-trick on one day.
Because my point was, Newcastle look a bit blunt.
And given the fact we ain't got Frimpong fit either, why do you say this?
Because Gordon's not playing on the left.
No, he's playing up top.
This is my whole overarching point was Newcastle look a bit blunt.
He'll change, won't he? There'll be times where like one of the midfielders go forward.
Yeah, we can handle that. I think a lot of people are downplaying how good Liverpool are just because it's all scaredy Newcastle. Ooh, Liverpool wilt under that. Liverpool handled atmospheres like that before. We're a good fucking team. We would have won there last year when Newcastle had a better starting 11, arguably, if Guehi and Kelleher had claimed the cross. We would have won.
That was a horrible goal conceded at the end.
By
the way, Mo masterclass at that stadium, that game right there. That was unbelievable.
I know my team can handle these sort of atmospheres. And if anything, I feel it could be almost too emotional for Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree. We should play the game, not the occasion.
We don't really have much of it in it. In a nice possible way. We're not that sort of about it.
Yeah, for us it's just like we want to sign Isak. Who gives a shit?
They've created this narrative and the story and everything. It could be too emotional. You know, like when we play derbies sometimes, we're shit.
Yeah.
Because we're too emotional. I feel like that could be Newcastle. They're too emotional about the whole Isak, and then it blows up in the face. So
have you got any consideration for like sorry, Tom, like just to add on to what you're saying, because you're going on about the game at the moment, do you think, like, have you heard the rumours like from India and stuff, like there's a lot of heat in their dressing room at the moment with this Isak stuff going on and it's caused boil? Do you think that goes in our favour? Because like what you're saying there about the emotion, if they're like a bit split on this and they're not on the same page against a team like Liverpool, fine margins win you the game, I think that goes in our favour.
I don't necessarily think it'll be like, oh, the squad's divided so they're not playing together, but I do think it could heighten the emotions in certain players who are like...
I'm just meaning, like, even if they drop off 5% because of the discohesion,
I do think it's a possibility. I think the whole day is going to be horrible for them.
It's going to be mad.
Arnie Slot will just pass away any questions. Arnie Slot's a fucking smooth operator. He's got no worry about it. The players, they've got no fucking horse in the race. The only guy who'll be getting asked questions is fucking ekitike. So the best thing you can do is score and shut them up.
Yeah.
It'll be Newcastle that's getting it double barrels all day. Eddie Howe will be getting it in his pre-match interview, his post-match interview. They'll do a fucking stadium interview, you know, the half-time interview. They'll grab fucking Joe Linton for the half-time interview. Do you reckon you'd be winning if you had Alexander Isak today? It's going to be constant. And I just think that doesn't help in these sort of games. You can't be too emotional. And I think that this might be one of them ones.
I hate the halftime interviews, by the way. I just wanted to say, utter woke nonsense. I hate it.
It's crap. But all I need is someone to score. The goal that wins the game. And just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that in front of their fans.
I don't think any of our players will do that because they aren't really shit houses like that.
I think ekitike might do, you know. If it's
I think the club will preempt them to not to.
Yes.
I mean, Curtis Jones was doing it on a fucking Premier League thing. I don't think.
Yeah, but Curtis Jones is a shit house, but he won't even start, in my opinion. So
I think he will. Sam.
I can't rule it out that Curtis Jones will start. I can't rule it out, but I don't think
only because the right back situation. We're not going to play Enzo. We're not going to play.
I think he plays Soboslai there. Yeah. Remember against Stoke behind closed doors, he played Soboslai there.
But then watch your midfield three.
Easy. Maka, Gravenberch, and Wirtz.
Oh yeah, Gravenberch is back. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. He might not play.
Remember, he's not injured or anything. He just had.
No, you're right.
He had a kid.
Mate, I forgot about that.
I think Soboslai needs to play right back though, just for his pace.
Yeah, I agree. Who's their winger at the moment though? It's Harvey Barnes, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, lads. You know,
Ilanga, is he fit? Ilanga.
No, hear me out,
yeah,
boys. You know,
Ilanga plays on the other wing now, Husam.
No, boys, let me interject a second. You know, players like Curtis Jones, they can read players like Harvey Barnes better than Soboslai can. Soboslai won't need mega pace for Harvey Barnes. Do you know what I mean? He'll need mega pace for Gordon. But Curtis Jones, he knows how players like Harvey Barnes actually think.
Wow, Tom actually made a good point. He's right. It was Ilanga on the right, Gordon down the middle, and Barnes on the left.
Yes, Sam, I do actually watch football. You know, this is my job. I kind of do keep up to date with these things.
Yeah.
Fair. What's your guys' prediction for the game before we wrap up the stream? Tell me honestly. What do you guys predict will happen? I think I'll give my prediction first. I think Newcastle play the occasion, not the game. They have a player sent off, and Liverpool win 2-0. There you go.
3-2. It's going to be basketball, man. It's not going to be easy for us, this.
It's not going to be easy. But I do think it can be over emotional. The scoreline's going to sound mad. It won't be this type of game, but I do think just our attacking talent compared to some of the frailties I think they've got at the back. 3-0.
3-0. Fairs.
The clean sheet is mad.
The thing is, I can't see where that goal comes from for them now.
We can see the set piece.
Look at
It'll be Gordon.
the set piece. The set piece that's there, I give you that. But when you
I can let you in this season, the set piece defending we've had has been shocking, bro. I'll be honest with you completely.
No, but if I'm going off the top of my head here, I'm going back to last season, cup final. We conceded 2 set piece and Isak. One of them factors isn't even playing, so I can wipe Isak out. So set piece, Woody. The 3-3, Isak, Anthony Gordon off an Isak assist, set piece. Again, 2 of those don't happen because Isak's not playing, so it's set piece again.
I hear you. Listen, you could be right.
Isak is the Woody, and because he's not
you
there,
could be right if they play the occasion, though. They have to play
the
the occasion. If they play the occasion, what you're saying will happen.
And I'm going for Gakpo getting 2 and Ekitike getting 1, with Salah getting 2 assists.
Why have Tommy's Blues kids not been kicked out of the academy? He has brought shame to this fan base.
I mean, if you kick the kids out of the academy, we've only got 1 right back. So be careful what you wish for.
We needed. Yeah, we needed the Thomas Bradley on the pitch right there. And a big up to you, Ed. Listen, big up to all of you guys. I enjoyed doing the stream. James Redmond TV is in the description. Go and subscribe. Let me add that Rod's channel as well.
Oh, thanks, Husam.
Tom. By the way, I think how many subscribers have we got, Tom?
3,600.
I think out of those 3,600 is 3,500 from me saying go subscribe to Tom Little, but there is no content at all.
No, you know what?
They have to go watch the Amarim video, to see your content. This is how Ruben Amarim is going to build Liverpool, and now he's 15th.
Do you want to know what it used to sound? For the most part, they've all come from one video. The Amarim video didn't even give me many subscribers. It came from that fucking. Remember that one I was telling you about the other week that just randomly blew up last month? The fucking Hodgson.
Yeah, the Liverpool 2010. Yeah.
Yeah, that one just brought me 250, 300 subs.
Yeah, videos blow up like that. I'm being serious. Anyway, guys, James Redmond TV in the description.
Still their most viewed video to this day, by the way.
Facts. Tom Little with a 1 on YouTube, Insta, Twitter, the way.
Have you seen the Strand Larson news, by the way?
What's the news?
Newcastle, Wolves remain firm in a Jurgen Strand Larson not for sale stance despite Newcastle interest.
Did you see the Nicholas Jackson stuff? Just pivot Newcastle. Come on.
No, but this is the thing. They've had 3 fucking weeks to go for Nicholas Jackson with no one asked. The moment Bayern and Villa, because Villa's the worry because fucking Jackson worked under Emery at Villarreal. The only hope we've got, I can't believe I'm saying this, and Staffy will know this is a cardinal sin. I'm putting my hopes and prayers in Ollie Watkins here.
Yeah.
My hopes and prayers are going into Aston Villa buying Jackson.
I saw your tweet.
Putting Ollie Watkins. That's got to be the way it happens.
You could
Speaking of Staffy, we're going to redirect you guys over to Staffy TV because he's doing American Waffle right now. So go over there, tell him Husam Raid, subscribe to James Redmond TV and to Tom Little, subscribe to the channel as well. And genuinely thank you guys for 58k. And I'm see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, for the Chelsea game. Peace. James, are you on with us tomorrow on the